Okay. Gosh, I've been sneezing because of all the pollen, so it looks like I'm already crying. We haven't even started the video. Hi. I'm on my lunch break right now, and I literally just started rereading the book Start With Why, which I feel like the first time I read it, I must have been really distracted or something because I can't really remember a lot about it. And they're doing it for book club at my day job. And literally, I got through 10 minutes and this like wave of feeling overwhelmed me and helped put some feelings to words that have been kind of going through me recently. And I'm hoping that this video, I don't know, will make sense, be helpful, inspiring, maybe explain myself, and I don't know. So, in other words, this is unprepared, but I just felt like I needed to just come on here and make a video because it's been circling around in my mind for way too long and I haven't been able to type it out, and I just feel like I need to like just let it flow. So I also have a package that I got from my team members, support member. I don't remember exactly what she's called now. They always change the names. So I figured I would open that because I think that whatever's on the t-shirt that I won might have something to do with what I wanted to talk about. So I told her I would make a little video whenever I got it. So I won a drawing, a raffle from like my team's monthly drawing. And this is what the t-shirt is. It says, oh yeah, wellness advocate because freaking miracle worker is not an official job title. Yes, like, okay, I now understand why I felt like I needed to open it with this video. So thank you so much, Michaela, because yeah, that's a funny shirt. I don't really have a lot of funny shirts. I'm gonna wear that to the gym now. Anyways, I probably have like 10 minutes to talk, so hopefully you have time. If not, you can skip around, whatever. But when I was listening to the very, very, very beginning of that Start With Why book, I put it on my stories if you don't have a clue what I'm talking about. It made me realize, like, it made me connect some dots because recently I've been more active in my Young Living business than I've ever been before. Like, I didn't even tell people that I was a Young Living rep for probably the first 5 years, other than my mom and my very, very, very close friends. So I've always been a rep from day one, and at the time I was also a rep focusing a lot more on my Juice Plus business, which I'm still a rep for, but now that has kind of taken a second place seat, if you will. And then so many other things. Like, I've done a lot of different things. Like, you may have been following me from whenever this was my yoga Instagram. If you scroll down, that's all you're gonna see is yoga pictures. Every freaking post, because that's all I knew what to post. And then I wrote like journal entries on there. So I used to teach yoga all the time. I haven't taught yoga in like, I think it's been 2 years now. It's really weird. I haven't taught a physical practice in 2 years, and that makes me sad because that is part of my heart and soul, but I needed some time away because I was just getting burned out and burned. Like, so that hasn't been going on. But I think that it will show up again in the future. I just don't know where. I'm out of breath because I feel like it's just like, this is kind of a rant, and I don't usually do that. I usually try to have notes and make a plan and tell you what I'm going to talk about. That is not the case today. So hopefully you have like coffee and are able to keep up with my like very scatterbrained emotions. However, okay, so talking about like recently, I've been much more active promoting my Young Living business, not promoting my Juice Plus business as much. That's fine. It's like, I honestly have it on autopilot, and that's exactly why I started both of the businesses, because they can be used as, what is it called? Unactive income. I don't think that's not the word. I forget what it's called suddenly. Anyways, to where it's going and I'm still making money and not actively present in it, and that's fine because I'm there if people have questions, but I don't have to like go out and get new like customers all the time. That's the beauty of it. Versus like I have to show up to my day job every day or else they get kind of weird and probably not going to like that very much. But for the Young Living one, I just suddenly a few months ago just realized like it was time, and it was very out of the blue and it just felt very right. And so I haven't really done a lot of soul searching of like, why am I wanting to do the business other than the obvious reasons. So like, just in case you're not familiar with how direct sales, multi-level marketing businesses work, because they have a big like taboo, icky feeling around them, and that drives me nuts because if you like really dive into it and look at how things work, it's amazing. And it's probably why I've like been part of so many. So one reason why it just makes so much sense for me to do the business is because I want to make more money than just like an hourly job like that. I'm not a career person. I'm not going to be moving up the ranks somewhere. That's just not my personality. I like to change way too much. I don't have the attention span, I guess, like would be kind of how I would compare it. So I want to be able to make money, but I'm never going to get there like trying to climb the ladder. I'm not a ladder climber. I'm going to think outside the box and like come up with creative ways to make more money, if that makes sense. And you get to do that whenever you are your own boss, and whenever you're an entrepreneur, it's a lot of responsibility, and I realize I'm not very good at that. I want to be, and I every day constantly think of ways to grow my skills and take action to grow my skills, but I'm also not there yet. So this is kind of like an in-between way to where there's a lot of things that are outside of my hands and outside of my control, but the parts that I love doing are in my control. That's just number one. But why would I want to make more money anyways, right? Like, one, because like it sucks not making money, trust me. Number two is because I want to be able to travel anytime that I want. Not all the time. I like having a home base. I like being still. I'm a homebody, really. But I also like exploring nature, if you haven't noticed. So right now, I can only go out on the weekends, really, if I have the energy, and I'm honestly exhausted a lot of the time. So if I'm running my own business and communicating with people on my own schedule, that is going to allow me to travel a little bit more. If I'm not a location-based person, that will allow me to travel more. Right now I'm working remote, but I still have a very set schedule, so that really limits things in a certain way. I don't know what's going on with my nose. Sorry. Okay. But like those are like two very like surface level reasons. Like there's 1,000 things that I could do for work that could suffice those two reasons of like why to do certain work, right? Like I could be an Uber driver and I think maybe have, I don't know if you can make similar money, but there's other ways, and there's probably a lot easier and faster ways than what I'm choosing to do. So why the heck am I feeling called to do this? And that's why I came on here. It just took me 9 minutes to get to this. Apologies. And that is that I realized I am so called to wellness related businesses, and at this moment, especially promoting my Young Living business, because I've spent so much of my life feeling disempowered and feeling out of control of my health, mostly mental health. It's not as often that I struggle with physical health, and feeling completely sorry, my cat is like hitting buttons on the screen. I've just spent so much time, I don't know, feeling confused and feeling like I had to depend on other people if anything was going to get better in my life, and not knowing what to do, and being stuck in some really unhealthy places. I'm saying unhealthy because I know that not as many of you may relate to mental health, but even like physical health, I'm sure if you've ever like been sick or had some sort of physical ailment for a long time, it's like that's a really shitty feeling. And recently I was talking to my mom about how one of the hardest struggles that I had with my mental health problems is that suffering from depression, I feel like the number one thing you need to do is to ask for help, but that is the absolute hardest thing for me to do. It literally takes my tank from like halfway full, like just barely getting by, to like just ask for help. It completely drains my tank. It's like taking a really low gas tank and taking it uphill to get to a gas station. You might not make it to the top of that hill because it's tilted and you're like, it's using so much more energy to get to the top of the hill. So I'm almost out of time, so I'm going to try to make this simple, but that has been the hardest thing. And then when I hear my friends, my family, people who are close to me, having problems, struggling with life, with anything actually, because finances is like a health thing too, right? Struggling, being sick, facing illness, facing like depression, facing like money problems, and then me offering, hey, like this is what I did, hey, like I might have a solution, hey, like blah blah blah, like here, like what are you doing to help yourself? Because I don't have enough to give you, like, and other people a lot of times don't have enough to give you to help you out, but you can help yourself a lot of times. And then for me to hear people say, oh, I don't know about that, I'm not sure if I want to do that, I'm gonna wait until I hear back from insert dependent person here, my doctor, my accountant, my boss, my spouse. It hurts so much to hear that, because that's too much weight on other people, no matter who they are. I don't care if you're a doctor, like you're there to support people, but you're not there to literally be their like their brain and their decision making, right? Like it's supposed to be a team effort, and I feel like that's just not happening. So I share the solutions that have empowered me to take charge of my responsibility, which is my well-being. That's not anybody else's well-being, like responsibility. And I have like owned that. And because I have owned it, I have gotten so much better, because it's easier for me to help myself a lot of times than it is for me to ask for help. A lot of people who do direct sales, this could be a completely different business for them, because a lot of people really enjoy like holding hands, like linking arms is a really common phrase that I hear. And they want to be there for you, and they want to like lean on each other, but that's just not my style. I'm not wired that way. That's not how I have gotten through my life. So instead, it's very important to me to empower people, to empower you to find ways to support yourself. If you buy stuff that I suggest, I'm not going to sit there and like handhold you through it. I'm going to be like, cool, like if you have questions, let me know, but like I'm not your guide. So that was all. I have 10 seconds. Maybe I'll do another one of these in the future. Let me know if I should in the comments.